Hello, we're Biscuiteers, the original hand-iced biscuit company, and each year we ice around 3 million biscuits by hand. And today we'll be showing you how to ice our Wedding Favours collection. These are perfect to add to your table or as a keepsake for your guests on your special day. We have doves, hearts, bells and rings in our wedding collection. Basically everything you need for the big day. Let's begin with our champagne bottle. To start, you will need to take your green line icing and trace around the top part of the biscuit, like you can see here. You can then do the same with the bottom part of the biscuit. You will need to leave the middle section and the very top. These will be left for your white line icing, where we will create the neck of the bottle and the label. Your line icing should be the same consistency as toothpaste, so that's what you're looking for. If you want to learn more about this and icing consistencies in general, then click the link to our previous video above. Once you've created these outlines, you will need to flood them with green for the bottle and white for the label and beige for the cork. You need to let the flood icing dry so you can add details without worrying about bleeding icing. We dry our biscuits in an oven for about 30 minutes at 50 degrees Celsius. This won't burn or cook your biscuits, don't worry, it just simply dries your icing. Right, now it's time for the fun part, to add all the details. Firstly, we take our beige line icing and just add shadowing to the label and the cork. These details help create more of a 3D effect on our biscuits and give it a bit more depth and dimension. We then take our pink line icing and add a little emblem on the top of the bottle and continue with our pink line icing to draw a heart. If you want to practice this on a piece of baking parchment beforehand, then please do. We then fill this heart by just zigzagging across it with our piping bag. And then finally, with our white line icing, we just fill that emblem in and add some light to the bottle with 2 lines. And there we have it, your champagne bottle is ready for popping. On to the thing that you need most for champagne, the glasses. We take our white line icing again and trace the glass shape. This can be tricky as you will need to freehand this, but just look at our finished product and copy the shape that we make. There are millions of different shapes for glasses, so if yours doesn't look exactly like ours, do not worry. We then take our beige flood icing and just fill the glasses till the line we made earlier. This makes them appear more full of champagne rather than just flooding the whole biscuit. Of course, the glasses need stems, and we can add these in with our white line icing. Just start ever so slightly to the left of the centre and drag the line down to create a shape. You will then want to make this shape a little triangle at the end, which is the base of your glass, before drawing all the way back up to the top of the glass, like so. Repeat this on the other side and your glasses have their stems. And of course, nobody wants flat champagne, so we need to add some bubbles. We did this by just creating little dots with our piping bag in random places. Don't forget to add some to the very top of the glass. You can then fill in your stems with the same technique that we used to fill in the heart earlier. And there we are, your champagne glasses are ready. On to the most difficult, but perhaps the most fun in our opinion, the heart. Just outline the shape of the biscuit with your white line icing. This will be the most easy as you just need to follow the shape. Next, flood the whole biscuit with white flood icing. And normally at this stage we would dry the biscuit, but here we're going to dot around the top and the bottom with some pink flood icing. You can choose whichever colour you fancy though, we've just gone for pink. The easiest way to do this is to make a little letter C. We then took our tool, but you can easily do this with a toothpick, and swirled the icing around to create a base of a flower. This is known as a feather technique. You can do this as much or as little as you like. You can see we added a few more in, but you can keep it simple with 3 or add loads in loads of different colours. Once you've created your desired effect, then you can dry these biscuits in the oven for 30 minutes at 50 degrees Celsius. Now it's time to add some details to these flowers. Take your line icing, in our case it's pink, and add some petals to the flower bases. These don't have to be too perfect. Every flower looks different, so just take that in your stride. Next, it's time to add some leaves and buds. Dot inside the middle of each flower, and this will help centre them, creating more of a floral effect. Then make a teardrop shape for the leaf, and just fill them in slowly like we're doing here. You can add these as much or as little as you like, or just not at all. And the last part is to fill the heart. We went for initials, but you could choose your wedding date or anything that you particularly like. We used the beige line icing from our champagne bottle and wrote the initials. Just do this very slowly and carefully, and you can always practice on a piece of baking parchment beforehand. And there we have it, Your heart is ready along with your champagne bottle and glasses. Our wedding collection is now available to buy online and in store. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tag us in your creations using the handle @Biscuiteers Ltd or use the hashtag BiscuiteersMagic. Happy creating and good luck on the big day.